Dear children, History, Chapter number 3, Nationalism in India, Part 2.
Dear children, the next topic is the non-cooperation movement in the towns and middle class participation. The non-cooperation movement started with middle class participation in the cities. Thousands of students left government-controlled schools and colleges. Headmasters and teachers resigned. Lawyers gave up their legal practices and boycotted law courts. The council elections were boycotted in most provinces except in Madras. Foreign goods were boycotted, liquor shops were picketed, and foreign clothes were burned in huge bonfires. In many places, merchants and traders refused to trade in foreign goods or finance foreign trade. Now, dear children, why did the non-cooperation movement slow down in the cities? The reasons are following. First one, khadi was more expensive than mill-made cloth. So the poor people could not afford to buy khadi. Boycott of British institutions like schools, colleges, law courts posed a problem of lack of alternative Indian institutions. Such institutions were slow to come up. So, students and teachers began going back to schools. Similarly, lawyers resumed their work in the courts.
An old photo of bonfire of foreign clothes. This is an old notice published in a newspaper for the bonfire of foreign clothes. This is another call by the great patriots for the boycott and bonfire of clothes.
Dear children, now we are going to learn about the effects of the non-cooperation movement on the economic front. The effects of the non-cooperation movement on the economic front were really dramatic. Foreign goods were boycotted, liquor shops picketed, and foreign clothes were burnt in huge bonfires. The import of foreign clothes halved between 1921 and 1922, and its value dropping from rupees 102 crore to rupees 57 crore. The next great impact was, in many places, merchants and traders refused to trade in foreign goods or finance foreign trade. As the boycott movement spread and people began discarding imported clothes and wearing only Indian ones, production of Indian textile mills and handlooms went up. Rebellion in the countryside of Awadh. In Awadh, peasants were led by a sannyasi called Baba Ramchandra. The movement here was against talukdars and landlords who demanded high rents, free labor, that is begar, and a variety of other taxes. The peasant movement demanded reduction of revenue, abolition of begar, and social boycott of oppressive landlords.
In many places, barbers and washermen refused to serve the landlords, that is, the Nai Dhobi Bandh. By October 1920, the Awadh Kisan Sabha was set up, headed by Jawaharlal Nehru, Baba Ramchandra, and a few others. Within a month, over 300 branches had been set up in villages around this region.
When the non-cooperation movement began, the houses of talukdars and merchants were attacked, bazaars were looted, and grain hoods were taken over. In many places, local leaders told peasants that Gandhiji had declared that no taxes were to be paid and land was to be redistributed among the poor.
This is the photo of Baba Ramchandra, the leader of the peasant movement in Awadh. Now the next topic is rebellion in the forest of Andhra Pradesh. In the Gudem hills of Andhra Pradesh, the colonial government had closed large areas of forest, preventing people from entering the forest to graze their cattle or to collect fuel wood and fruits. So this enraged the hill people because this affected their livelihoods and they felt that their traditional rights were being denied. So when the government forced them to contribute begar for road building, the hill people revolted.
The leader of the revolt was Alluri Sitaramaraju. He claimed that he had a variety of special powers. He could make correct astrological predictions and heal people, and he could even survive bullet shots. Raju was inspired by the non-cooperation movement and Gandhiji. He persuaded people to wear khadi and give up drinking. But at the same time, he strongly believed that India could be liberated only by the use of force, not non-violence. The Gudem rebels attacked police stations, attempted to kill British officials, and carried on guerrilla warfare for achieving Swaraj. Raju was captured and executed in 1924, and over time he became a folk hero. Alluri Sita. Now, the next topic is plantation workers and non-cooperation movement. Under the Inland Immigration Act of 1859, plantation workers were not permitted to leave the tea gardens. When they heard of the non-cooperation movement, thousands of workers defied the authorities, left the plantations and headed home. Now, for the plantation workers in Assam, freedom meant the right to move freely in and out of the confined space in which they were enclosed, and it meant retaining a link with the village from which they had come. They believed that Gandhiraj was coming and everyone would be given land in their own villages. On the way to their hometowns, they were caught by the police and brutally beaten up. What is Chauri Chaura incident? Chauri Chaura incident happened on 4th February 1922 in Chauri Chaura village in Gorakhpur district of Uttar Pradesh. It is very important in the history of national movement. The incident led to killing of 22 policemen and the immediate end of non-cooperation movement by Gandhiji owing to violence. What were the two factors that shaped Indian politics towards the late 1920s? The first was the effect of worldwide economic depression. Agriculture prices began to fall from 1926 and collapsed after 1930. As the demand for agricultural goods fell and exports declined, peasants found it difficult to sell their harvest and pay their revenue. The second incident was the Simon Commission. In 1928, a commission was appointed under Sir John Simon called Simon Commission. It was appointed to look into the functioning of the constitutional system in India and suggest changes. The problem was that the commission did not have a single Indian member. They were all British. When the Simon Commission arrived in India, it was greeted with the slogan, "Go back Simon." All parties, including the Congress and the Muslim League, participated in the demonstrations. Dear children, The following are a few revision questions. Please do not write these questions in the notebook. This is only for revision purpose. In which city was the Jallianwala Bagh incident took place? The answer is Amritsar. Second question. Why Satyagraha was organized in Champaran in 1916? The answer is Champaran Satyagraha was against the oppressive plantation system. Third question. Why Gandhiji called off the non-cooperation movement? What is answer? Answer is due to the violence at Chauri Chaura. Fourth question. Identify the two leaders who led the Khilafat movement. The answer is Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. Fifth question. What did General Dyer say his objective was when he ordered his soldiers to open fire at Jallianwala Bagh? The answer is to produce a moral effect, to create in the minds of Satyagrahis a feeling of terror and awe. The answer is given in page number 56, first paragraph, last sentence. Now, sixth question. Name the book written by Gandhiji. The answer is Hind Swaraj. It's given again in the same page, the last paragraph. Seventh question. Mahatma Gandhi's novel method of mass agitation was Satyagraha. Eighth question. When did the Jallianwala Bagh incident occur? Answer is 13th April 1919. Ninth question. Why did Gandhiji organize a Satyagraha in Ahmedabad in 1918? Gandhiji organized a Satyagraha in Ahmedabad for the cotton mill workers. The last question. What was the Inland Immigration Act of 1858? Answer. According to the Inland Immigration Act of 1858, plantation workers were not permitted to leave the tea gardens without permission.